During our journey from Herat, as we neared Kandahar, my wife made an unusual request. She wanted to remove her veil, or burqa, for a short while. I couldn't immediately fathom her reason, but the sweltering heat and confined space of the car made it apparent. I didn't object. It seemed the least I could do in the high-pressure situation. The car was occupied not only by us, but also by several men with imposing beards, who sat in the back seat. Oddly, none of them had exchanged a single word with their wives during the entire journey. It was as though the women were expected to be more submissive than machines, more helpless than any living creature. I quietly reminded my wife that it wasn't the custom for women to unveil themselves in this region. Such actions were strictly prohibited. She countered with a plea, "I'm feeling suffocated. I just need a sip of water." I tried to explain that a few drops of water weren't reason enough to unveil in front of the men in the car. With that, I resigned myself to ignoring her discomfort and everything happening under that burqa. We eventually stopped to pray, passing bustling bazaars and markets along the way. We continued on foot for another 4 hours, and during this time, my wife remained silent, refraining from even taking a sip of water. By the time we reached Kabul, darkness had descended, and everyone disembarked from the car. But as I rose from my seat, my wife didn't follow. Instead, she leaned her head against the window pane. Frustration welled up within me. Frustration at her actions, her unyielding determination. Unable to contain my anger, I whispered angrily, "Do you want to provoke trouble?" Once more, she didn't respond or move. I assumed she was angry because I had denied her the opportunity to break her fast. Turning back, I touched her arm, and to my horror, she slumped in her seat, lifeless. I frantically removed her veil, revealing her pale, lifeless face. It was then that I realized how easily a woman's life could be extinguished. The story tells of the tragic consequences of a woman's simple act of defiance in a culture where strict traditions govern behavior. It also underscores the harsh reality of life for many women in such societies, where even minor transgressions can have dire consequences.